let the magic begin. I am going to do some French games now, I think, as well. Because that's the only thing I've got to research at the moment. And, yeah, I might as well actually work towards something rather than just spading vehicles or whatever. Plus there's, you know, stuff to check out. I mean, there's this Hellcat that I'm thinking of trying out, because I know this is pretty good. 4.3 battle rate is not too high, and it gets cannon, which makes it pretty effective, if I'm honest. It's going to cost me a little bit to put this in, to actually in service, but as far as, you know, effectiveness goes, and also farm capability, it's pretty good. This thing has still got its nerf income, I assume. Oh, of course. So yeah, I mean, like, for example, this, in theory, is probably a better, well, these two actually are probably, in theory, better farmers than that. As far as the RP goes, if you were to put a talisman on this, it's going to be almost the same as that. The only difference being that that's tier 4. But, again, more buts. We know there's a bundle plan coming for the French. Going to be next patch, I assume, and it'll be tier 3. Of that much, I'm pretty damn sure. The aircraft I'm thinking about is the At-90. And yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that it's going to be in, and it's going to be a French one as well, considering that the Russian one is a tier 3, I believe. Yep, right there, at 4.3 barring. French are going to get it, and they're going to have one. Da, 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 da. I'm assuming that it's probably, I was thinking originally that it'll be €30, but now after thinking about it and considering that this is already in and this is cheaper than that, I should point out, then yeah, it's gonna be, I don't know, around about £18, I think, around about that, so around about €20. The trick with it, I believe, is that it's going to probably have a better Silver Linings reward rate compared to the Narval. And that's the kicker. So basically, you know, you've got your RP grinder, which is that one, and then you'll have the Yak down here at 4.3, which is going to be your Silver Linings owner, if you want to call it that. Right, just an update as to information for the Narval, because I didn't exactly mention it in that piece of footage you've just seen. And that is that it's basically a tier 4 non-premium vehicle, in that it gets a RP bonus equivalent to a vehicle with a talisman on it, but doesn't get the Silver Linings bonus that a premium normally would. I didn't actually notice this initially when I picked up the vehicle, but that is the case. In fact, tier 2 French bombers have a higher Silver Linings reward than the Narval. Hashtag Gaijin. Also, in this week's news, Gaijin have gone one step further with regards to the economy changes. The vast majority of which they did announce prior to 1.73 or even 1.71 for that matter. In that they said that, you know, rank 6s would come in at a higher RP award, or sorry, RP grind, than tier 5s, and same thing for actual Silver Linings costs. Anyway, they've finally got around to putting in the economy changes, so that has been released. Now, along with that though, the community, as I did, thought to themselves, well, hang on a sec, do we get any compensation for that? Because, you know, we've done all this testing, and you've just gone and changed the economy quite substantially. Do we get the Silver Linings back? Do we get the RP back as convertible RP, for say? And the answer is no. A big no. So big, you really would not believe what kind of customer service you get from this, a professional company. Coupled with this as well, like I say, we had the economy changes, which has caused a bit of a furore. Gaijin also released some further information. When I say released some further information, what happened was one of the developers, I believe, it's kind of hard to figure out what this guy is. If I'm completely honest, could be just an asshole, you know. I'm not sure if that's his title in the company. But anyway, yeah, this guy, Fox, I think it is. Yeah, he released a statement on the same day that Stoner released his statement on the economy changes to do with suggestions. And if you don't know what suggestions are, well, things you can put on the forum to give maybe some advice to the developers. Put forward some suggestions of new vehicles. Look at all sorts of stuff. If you go and have a look on their forums and look at the suggestions, you will see hundreds, if not thousands, of different suggestions for things to be put into game, things to be changed, matchmaker changes, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, the suggestions. This is from Fox. Honestly, couldn't tell you if he's a moderator or what, if I'm completely honest. Other than maybe just an asshole. He replies back to someone, or in a statement of some sort, saying, "We don't even look at suggestions. We have the most detailed statistics, which defines battle ratings. Statistics is always better than personal feelings, as much as you'd like to think otherwise. The only feeling you can fully trust is pain. All the others are very much not accurate. But we pay attention to suggestions only if instead of changing the BR we can perform, for example, just minor economy corrections, i.e. we do not raise a plane's BR even if it deserved to be raised, and instead make it a bit more expensive to play, thereby it remains quite comfortable for skilled players. Amen." This is from, Gaijin, and they want to be considered as a professional company with that level of customer service. Yeah, the Titanic kind of springs to mind, if I'm completely honest. They're basically just saying, if you write a suggestion on the forums, we're probably not going to read it. That's literally what they're saying. So all of these people that are putting suggestions, even myself, I put a suggestion in like 3 years ago, before I got banned on the forums. And in fact, after reading this, I am now actually quite glad that I've been banned on the forums, because it means that I've not wasted my time doing any more suggestions that won't be read. And I kind of feel sorry for the people that have spent hundreds of hours putting suggestions together for this game, only to have it ignored because of assholes like this. This is what we get for a free-to-play Russian game. Again, another one. Another company that, doesn't actually pay attention to the player base and just does what they want. And then they wonder why they don't do so well. Comedy.